When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to define the social bands which will always connect them to all others, and to resume among the powers of the earth a dependent, yet unique station to which the laws of nature oblige them, a decent respect to the opinions of humankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the definition. We hold these truths to be empirically evident, that all people are interdependent, that they are encumbered with certain unalienable needs, and that among these are habitable surroundings and nurturing societies.
That to ensure that these needs are met, people institute and spread cultural beliefs, deriving their powers from the acceptance of individuals within each society. That whenever any cultural belief becomes destructive of these ends, it is the responsibility of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new cultural beliefs, laying their foundation on scientific principles and organizing their powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness.
Prudence indeed will dictate that culture long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience hath shown that people are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the beliefs to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinces a design to reduce them to absolute extinction, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such culture and to provide new guards for their future sustainability.
Such has been the patient sufferance of most of the world's people, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of culture. The history of the present consumer culture is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny without regard for geographical or political boundary. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world.
We have focused too heavily on short-term gain, neglecting strategic plans to secure a future for ourselves and the generations to come.
We have structured our societies around mythological concepts, mistaking them for universally accepted truths, instead of relying on scientific data and empirical evidence to guide our decisions.
We have focused on small differences that separate us, instead of vast biological imperatives that unite us, allowing ourselves to exploit weaker individuals and societies when it benefited us economically and/or politically.
We have fostered a hegemony of consumption that is deteriorating our health, happiness, and safety.
We have placed growth in a position of paramount importance without concern for the environmental, health, and social consequences of doing so, ignoring our inescapable tie to our habitat and causing a dangerous decline in the biodiversity of species upon which we depend directly and indirectly for healthy food, clean water, and breathable air.
We have often chosen willful inaction over straightforward confrontation regarding difficult but solvable circumstances.
In every stage of these oppressions, many have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. These repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A culture whose character is thus marked by every act which may lead towards extinction is unfit to serve as a guide amongst free people.
Nor have we been wanting in our attentions to our own institutions. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their decisions to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over the one planet we share. We've reminded them of its unique ability to sustain life and our inability to emigrate and settle elsewhere. We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations which would inevitably interrupt our connections and survival. They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and consanguinity. We must, therefore, acquiesce in the necessity to denounce separation and hold them, as we hold ourselves, members of an interdependent global community and, as such, responsible to all people.
We, therefore, the representatives of the anti-human extinction movement, in virtual Congress assembled, appealing to the availability of scientific data and the ability of each person to reason logically for the rectitude of our intentions, do, in the name and by authority of the good people of the world, solemnly publish and declare that these united individuals are and of need must be free but interdependent, that they are absolved from all allegiance to unsubstantiated cultural beliefs, and that all intellectual connection between them and the state of ignorance is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free but interdependent individuals, they have full power to avoid extinction by establishing nurturing societies and maintaining habitable surroundings, and to do all other acts and things which interdependent individuals must of need do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of testable evidence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our resources, and our sustainable commitments.